What's up, everyone? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the debut album from the band Bereft, entitled Lichenhaus. This is released on The N Records. This is the limited vinyl edition, limited to 300 copies. Mine is number 298, hand-numbered. If you're not too familiar with this band, they're based out of Los Angeles, California. And the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very, very bleak, sorrowful, and depressive style of doom metal. I mean, if you were to think of bands like, let's say, maybe Cathedral or November's Doom, you would have the sound that best represents Bereft. And really, if you want to talk about a band with some heavy hitters, Bereft is the band for you, because there is a lot of eclecticness when it comes to who's involved with this project. I mean, you have Charles from Abysmal Dawn, you have Sasha from Intronaut and Graviton, you have Derek Donnelly from Graviton and National Sunday Law, and you have Derek Rydquist, aka Demon Carcass, whom you remember as the former vocalist of The Faceless. These people are all collectively a part of this band, and they come together to deliver something very, very powerful and unique. At one point, this band was called Bewilderbeast, which, in my personal opinion, is a badass band name in itself, but then they decided to change the name of the band to Bereft, which is also very fitting and very appropriate. The name of the album is Lichenhaus. If I'm not mistaken, that means mortuary. And once you listen to this album, when you get past the crushing mentality of the intro, that is Corpse Flower, and you head right on into mentality of the inanimate, you're just in for one doomy, bleak ride. But this is a ride you definitely want to be going on for many, many more trips to come. Guitar-wise, the guitars are absolutely powerful. Very, very heavy. There's a lot of meatiness to the riffs. Very, very heavy. Very crushing. There's a lot of melody to it in some parts, where you hear both of the guitars just really blending well with each other, delivering really solid melodic moments, to the even more calmer acoustic parts. I want to assume there's some acoustic parts, because I hear it in just some bits and pieces. I could be wrong, forgive me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I just hear that, and I think it all blends incredibly well. Bass-wise, it's a very, very strong bass performance. It shows up when it needs to, and when it does show up, it's just crushing and devastating. Very, very audible, very, very clear and crisp. It has that rumble and just underlying mentality throughout some of the songs. It's just awesome. It's not overly dominant or trying to battle with the guitar, but I think it works very, very well. Drum-wise, drums are very, very heavy. They maintain a slow pace throughout. Well, seeing as how it is Doom, you should expect a little bit of slowness, but the slowness works to the drummer's advantage, and it sounds absolutely amazing. Just the fierceness in the drum rolls and the drum fills, the way the snare and tom sound, the way the cymbals are mic'd, it just sounds absolutely solid. I'm really loving the emotion in the drum performance. And vocal-wise, if you're familiar with Charles Elliott's vocal style, he has this really bellowing, low guttural vocal style to this almost high-pitch rasp scream. He brings those vocals for this album, and honestly, I imagine his vocals suit well here, because you hear his vocals with technical death metal, but when it comes to doom metal, I think it fits and it blends in very well for him. It really, really works. And there's some different styles of vocals on here also that delve into like an almost melodic kind of a singing. Like, I want to say the track, The Coldest Orchestra. I think that's the track. you hear the mixture of Charles's screams and guttural growls, and then you get to the more melodic moments of the middle parts of the song. It's just very, very awesome, and I think it works in very, very well. And if I were to have one small complaint, I wish this album would have run on longer than it did, because it's 7 tracks and it runs around 40 minutes long, but really, I would have liked for it to have been just a little bit longer. But really, for what's here, I think it works extremely, extremely well. And yeah, this album starts off on a creepy note, and it ends on an even creepier note. If you take the track And You Are But a Thought, it's just the usual doom metal heaviness and distortion, followed by these audio samples of quotes, and it ends exactly with the quote, And You Are But a Thought. Very, very thought-provoking, if you ask me. But yeah, 2012 has been really, really a shining year as far as debut albums are concerned. I mean, if you were to take debuts from bands like, let's say, Pallbearer, Ignivomus, Horrendous, and Hedonist, those debut albums are just amazing. And you can add another debut album to the mix, and that is Lichenhaus by Bereft. It's absolutely powerful doom, very, very meaningful, very, very heavy, bleak and crushing. That's what this album sets out to do, and it delivers on all ends of the spectrum. Highly recommended if you love doom metal, traditional doom, or any kind of doom. This is definitely a debut to think about and keep in your head. Who knows, this may be revisited sometime later in the year when it comes down to the top 20 of this year. We'll see what happens. Out of the songs on this album, some of my favorites include Withered Efflorescence, The Coldest Orchestra, and the longest song on here, which is Ethereal Dispersal. Really, really solid song. But overall, support this band, and let's hope that this can be done again. Hopefully we'll hear more from them in the future. So, again, the album is Lichenhaus by Bereft. This is released on the End Records. Support this band, and this gets an 8.5 out of 10. Extremely solid debut. I look forward to more from them in the future. So, support Bereft. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, runnerjma out.